5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
Move me over.
That doesn't make sense.
Right, when you go into a date and you go, hey, this is all I got, man. All right? If you don't like it, tell me now.
Pull some tricks
We'll
out
do
of the
some
bag.
shooters and we'll leave.
You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts.
It ain't
14.
fair.
It doesn't matter.
I don't care how you spin the numbers, it ain't fair.
That's an idiotic
Well, I don't think
comment.
so. I thought it was very creative and very nice. All right. The wait is over. Welcome to the Fix Radio Show. I've been run down. I've been lied to. And I don't know why. I let that mean woman of mine make me a fool. She took all my money, wrecked all my cars. Now she's with one of my good time buddies. And they're drinking at some crosstown bar. Sometimes I feel like I've been down to the whipping post. Down to the whipping post. Lord, sometimes I feel like I'm dying. Yes, sir. The late, great, gone but never forgotten, Greg Allman. Of course, he was one of the two Allman brothers. His brother, of course, died many years earlier, and we have to say goodbye to that guy. I usually like to start the show with some witty kind of comments or some kind of lyrics that I find kind of interesting. But there's so many of them. There's so many of these things from the Allman Brothers. I was looking at a couple of them, and they have Sweet Melissa. They have Midnight Rider, which, of course, I love Midnight Rider. One of my favorite all-time songs. Ramblin' Man they did. Statesboro Blues. I actually saw them when I was a young man, what I can remember when I was at that concert. It was good times at Merriweather Post Pavilion up in D.C., Maryland area. And it was a long concert. It was very good. Dickie Betts played with them. It was good times. It was a good concert. It's one of those concerts where you just kind of melt in your seat, and you kind of go. And those concerts those days are gone. Having good concerts like that, I'm waiting for one of these blockbuster concerts to come out, and I'm not looking for any of the Ariana Grande stuff. That's for sure. Regardless of all the tragedy that went on over there in England, that kind of music doesn't really get me. I know, I'm old school. I like it like that. But in the old days, you used to have good concerts. I mean, you would have one ticket, and that one ticket would have, Ted Nugent. It would have, Queen. It would have Skinner. It would have all these guys would be on one ticket. You would go for an afternoon at the RFK Stadium in D.C. You'd have 6 blockbuster bands on there, and they were all super, super great. So, you don't have that anymore. You don't have that anymore. So that's a shame, and I think the young kids are going to probably never get along with that kind of thing because they'll miss it. They'll miss it. But I guess we got to say goodbye to the Allman brother that was last left here. Now I want to turn my attention to who else? Eldrick Taunt Woods. That's his official name. Taunt. T-O-N-T. Eldrick Taunt Woods. As we all know, Tiger Woods, of course, had his run-in with the law. Again, Tiger, what you going to do with all that money, boy? You got a lot of money, but you seem to be getting in a lot of trouble. But I'm proud of Tiger. People say, why are you proud of Tiger? Well, he wasn't drinking. Apparently, everybody thought that he was drinking, and he wasn't drinking. He was taking his pills, which for some reason that surprises anybody. The opioid epidemic that we have with taking all the pills and getting all messed up. And he's a young guy. He's got everything going for him. Worth $600 million. Tiger, you can't call Uber and pick up the phone, bro. Call me. I'll come over and pick you up for that kind of money. I'm going to charge you a little overtime rate, but at least you'll get home and don't have to worry about getting pulled over and going through that night. Look at that. That night. That don't look like it's good times right there, Tig. Come on. You're a bright guy. You're smart. You got money. You got peoples. You got friends. I would assume you got friends. I mean, if I'm worth $600 million, I'm going to have some friends, even if they're not good time buddy friends where I can trust them. At least I can trust them to get me home. I mean, get some girl to drive you home. Say, look, take my car after you drop me off. Take my car and drive off and have a good night. Here's $1,000. Goodbye. But this is not good for you, Tig. Not a good look. Not a good look, buddy. So, I really look at that, and the opioid epidemic is something that seems to be coming up more and more. And I don't know why people don't start looking at more medical marijuana. I don't talk about medical marijuana a whole lot because it's still very controversial. I'm for it. I think it's good. But if Tiger would have just sat back and maybe smoked a doobie and then kicked back, he probably wouldn't have gotten pulled over and would have been okay with his pain. But he was taking anxiety medicine. He was taking pain medicine. He was doing a regular cocktail. He was doing the Anna Nicole Smith cocktail syndrome or whatever he was doing. So I feel sorry for Tiger, but I don't. I think you got to get a little brighter, Tiger. If you're a smart guy and you got all that money, certainly you can do something other than that. Now, the opioid epidemic is getting bad. It has been bad for a long time, but in 2015, 52,000 American deaths from overdoses. 2/3 of them, 33,000, were from opioids compared to 16,000 in 2010. It's bad. It's bad. But for people that need pills, and I had a recent car incident where somebody hit me a long time, whatever. I went to the doctor. I couldn't get an aspirin from the guy. He wasn't going to give me anything. And, he finally gave me something for some spasms on my back and what have you. But for the long term, for people that go to get aspirins or any type of medicine that's a painkiller medicine, it ruins everything. You can't get anything from a doctor now. You can't, and it all has to be approved by the insurance companies. They run the show. Let's face it, they run the show. You go there to a doctor and you say, hey, I need some help. They go, well, let this get this approved first. Before they even try to help you, they have to send the preempted strike to the insurance companies. They have to be the ones that go, okay, yeah, we will approve this. This guy obviously has some issues and some problems. Okay, and then they'll send it on through, and they're running the show. The insurance companies are running the show. We know that. We've known it for a long time, but I think it's a good thing for us to look at the medical marijuana thing. I have a good friend of mine, Shannon Livingston. Going to give a shout out to you, Shannon. Shannon Livingston, she's big with the opioids versus the marijuana. She's really big in the marijuana and the benefits of marijuana. And it's odd how, when you're in the 50s and 60s, it was a big drug thing. All the presidents hated it. They called it a gateway drug. I don't see it as a gateway drug. I've known people that are very high in very high. I know people that are very high. No, I know people that are very high in good positions, and some of them are millionaires. Some of them are just average guys. And if they do marijuana for a number of reasons. One guy I actually know had a slight heart attack. It's a true story. He had a slight heart attack. He went to his cardio doctor, and the doctor said, you're way too stressed out. You're ready to blow a gasket. And he said, what am I going to do? And he told the doctor, he said, look, I want to let you know, full disclosure, that every once in a while I will smoke some marijuana. And the doctor said to him, I can't advise that because I'm the doctor, but if it helps you, it helps you. I can't say it's okay because it's not. It would be against my ethical background and my training. But if it does help you, more power to you. He said it's not good for your lungs, but if it helps you wind down, then so be it. Then he also suggested, he told him, why don't you just go have a martini at the end of the day and you'll feel a lot better and relax. There's a lot to be said for just having a drink at the end of the day. I'm telling you, if you're all tweaked up, wound up, and you're ready to pop, I'm not saying go out there and down a fifth of Jack Daniels, but if you go in there and you have a couple drinks or at least one good drink and you just kind of want to unwind, it helps you gear yourself down after a long, hard day, then I don't see any problem. The only problem I see is the Tiger Woods syndrome when you get pulled over and they're jacking you up because you've got a DUI, which is another whole discussion about the DUIs, why they're doing it and the money they're making on it, and it's hard for me to step away from it because I know people that are that have had a DUI, and they actually sit in the bars, not because they're drunks, but just because they had a DUI doesn't mean they ever quit drinking. And some of the officers actually, they call them running tags. If you ever heard that expression, cops out there know what I'm talking about. They'll run tags. They'll go down the bar and they'll see all the cars parked out there and they'll just run your tag. Excuse me. Not feeling that good, a little under the weather today. They'll run your tag and they'll run your tag and they'll run the tag and they'll finally come up to somebody and they'll go, ooh, Joe Jones, I see he's got himself a little DUI about 8 months ago. Then what they do is they drive over in the parking lot and they wait and they wait. And sure enough, here comes Joe Jones. He's had 2 beers or so, maybe 3 at the most. He's heading home. He wants to just go home and relax. He pulls out. Cops pull him over. And, of course, that's how it goes. So let me see something here. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, man, I disconnect. Whoever I disconnected, I'm sorry. We have a new system here. We used to be able to push it once, and then it's twice, and it's once. The Fixed Radio Show, are you there?
Hey, it's Mike from Tampa.
Hey, Mike, what's going on, brother? What's going on? What's on your mind?
Good. I want to talk to Smitty, and he's talking about the wrong subject.
What's he talking about?
Kathy.
Oh, we haven't even got to Kathy Griffin yet. We want to talk about Kathy. We'll go to Kathy right now, my friend. We go to Kathy.
Let's do it.
Well, first of all, I get what she was doing. I understand that she's an edgy comic. I understand that she wanted to do something shocking. I understand that she's a very edgy. I like dark humor myself. I like Bill Burr. I like Anthony Cheselnick. I like all those guys. They're very edgy. They're very in your face. They can shock you. And I understand that humor can be subjective. Sometimes people won't find something funny. Sometimes people do. You make fun of a guy who has one leg and you'll say, oh, he'll never run around on you. Ha ha. And then the guy with no legs gets upset. So I understand that humor is a very, very subjective thing. But I do think that she went over the edge this time. And even she admitted it. She said, hey, I went too far. And she admitted it and she couldn't walk away from it. She had to say one more thing.
But
Go ahead.
To say she ruined her career. She has no career.
Yeah. Well, that's
She's the worst. She's not funny whatsoever. I don't even know why she's a person.
Well, she's a person because she's got DNA.
Yeah, I guess. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. She's edgy. She's edgy, Mike, and I understand what she wanted. But if you come up with a joke like that, and it's a real dark humor joke, and it's a real in your face, and it's really
with ISIS.
Yeah,
with ISIS,
exactly.
This is over the top.
Hey, hold on, Mike. Tripod. What's the word of the day? You know what the word of the day is?
Beheading.
It's beheaded. And you know why? That's the word of the day?
I do not.
Because she'll be headed towards the unemployment line soon.
She's been canceled like 10 concert goes already. So.
Yep, and before that, she was actually banned from some other venues. I know the Apollo, they banned her. I know some of the other people banned her. And like I said, if you come up with a dark humor joke like that, it has to land, has to have a punchline, has to have something in there behind it to make it pop. But it didn't. She stood there. That's like me taking a bag of chopped up chicken livers and putting it in a giant clear bag and going down to the abortion center and hold it up and go, look, here's my abortion kid. And people go, oh, that's sickening. Well, that's a joke.
Right.
It's a joke. So
yeah, it's bad humor, but I'm going to finish on this, let you get back to the show.
Sure.
But I have 4 girls here in Tampa. I can be in Fort Myers in 2 hours, and they will teach you everything about Ariana Grande you want to know.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't listen to Ariana Grande. Like I said, I'm an old school guy. I'd rather put on the Allman Brothers or something else. But she's big, popular with her and Justin Bieber and all the young folks. They're all into her, and the young girls have.
That's a lot. I'm bringing 4 girls down for you to babysit for the weekend.
Oh man, you're just too good to me, Mike. I tell you that. Well, let me let.
All right, I'll let you go. I'll watch the rest of the show.
All right, my friend. Thanks so much. That's our buddy from Mike up in Tampa. He calls every once in a while. He's a good listener. And I appreciate all his input. And he's kind of right. Like I said, Kathy Griffin, she went over. I mean, I think she went over the edge. And she knows she went over the edge. The problem is then she came back after she apologized and said, hey, I was wrong. I was trying to be clever. I was trying to be quickie. I was trying to be shock value, which is exactly what Howard Stern does. Howard made his living out of being the shock jock. He made his living out of just, saying things that are so crazy and off the edge that people started listening back in the day. Now, of course, it's just normal. You turn him on Sirius Radio, and he's still very controversial. But I can't listen to some of the stuff he says because it's beyond my comprehension. I don't like some of the stuff he talks about. So, and I like dark humor. But she had this comedy routine, and it should have had a punchline and didn't. Then she came back, of course, and tried to make it better and said, hey, I'm sorry. You should have walked away at that point, gone on vacation, taken a break, and then maybe put some money towards some donation towards some, whatever it is, any kind of 501c3 that helps kids. Try to up your image a little bit. Try to say, look, I'm sorry. I was an idiot. I shouldn't have said that. But she didn't. She came back with a lawyer, and then she had a big press conference. If you haven't seen it, maybe we can roll it. Maybe if I can get Tripod to roll that thing from the very beginning with the words. I don't know if we have the capability that we're so high tech here. You know what I mean? But what we're looking at, Tripod. I was able to pull that off.
It's playing right now, but no audio.
No audio. Okay. Well, so the deal is go in and check it out. And she goes into this, boo, he ruined me. He ruined me. He broke me. You did it. You did it. I mean, that's like me going up to some guy, kicking him in his nads, spitting in his face, and then he punches me out and beats the crap out of me. And I tell the cops, hey, he hit me. He hit me. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You can't do that. You don't throw a rock and turn around and act like you didn't do anything. For every action, there's a reaction. I got it. You're trying to be hip, cool. You're the hipster. You're the redhead. You're the lady. And now she's playing the lady card. She's saying that the Trumps are coming after her and ruining her life. You ruined your life by being an idiot, by not thinking about what you were doing. Even comics look at other comics and they go, yeah, that was a little too far. They won't say that because they support each other, and they should. They should. I mean, no matter what they do, all the comics should stick together, and they do. And that's their shtick because they do. A comic's job is to push to the level, to push to that edge, to go to that point where it makes you, some humor should make you cringe. Some humor should make you go, ooh, not so much. But that's what they do. They make us look at our own deficiencies and our own faults and our own this and that. And eventually you have to learn to laugh at all the bad things in life. Other than that, you'll go crazy. Next thing you know, you find yourself getting pulled over in Jupiter, Florida. So that's the deal there. If you want to shoot us an email and have a comment on this, feel free to send us at thefixradioshow@gmail.com, fixradioshow@gmail.com. You can send us an email and make
she
your
kind of looks like Lois from
pull that up. Kathy Griffin, there you go. That wasn't quite the one I was looking for, but yeah, that's her. It's pretty bad when your press conference or the one that she had before when she had no makeup, that's actually worse than the mask that she was holding up. She has one where she has no makeup at all. Frightening is all I can tell you. I mean, she looks like a vampire from one of those old Tom Cruise vampire movies or something. She's totally, milk white, and I'm milk white, but she makes me look like, I won't say it. She makes me look a little darker complexion. So, but yeah, she does look a little bit like Lois Griffin. So, other than that, that's pretty crazy. Mary Kay Letourneau was in the news today. And of those of you that don't know Mary Kay Letourneau, boy, you're missing out. She, of course, was accused a couple years ago of having sexual relations with her Billy Fallow. And those of you that don't know who Billy Fallow is, he was in like 6th grade or something when she first saw him. And she was a lot older. And I don't want to get into all the age differences. There was a big age differences. She was like 34. He was 13. It was crazy. I mean, you got to give it to her, but she's not a quitter. She's not a quitter. She actually did 7 years for this guy. 7 years for this guy. And even the court said, look, you're a nut, but, you're legally of age. He is not quite yet legal. So she went to jail, waited till he was like 18, and she got out, married the guy, had the 2 kids, as you can see. And she's not a bad-looking woman. I mean, she's kind of like the, I guess they call them MILFs. Yeah, she's the kind of MILF-looking kind of cute gal. And then you got this guy, and I don't see what she sees in him, but I'm sure they say that about me with my girl. They look at her and go, what is she seeing?
She's not a MILF, dude.
She's not a MILF?
No.
What is she? An elf?
I don't know. But it ain't that. Maybe a petter ass?
Maybe she is. She's something wrong with her. But she's definitely got a screw loose. She's got a screw loose. What 34-year-old's going to give up to 13-year-olds? If I was a guy teacher, if I was a guy teacher and did that to a girl, I'd be in there. I'd be a stalker. But now the good.
Oh, it's much worse when a male teacher does it on a young girl. Yeah, way worse.
Double standard all the way. But now.
Yeah, but it's way worse. You know it as well as I do. That's society.
But Tripod, the good part is now she can go back to finding another 14-year-old. Now she got rid of him because he's wore out his welcome. He was good when he was 13.
Yeah, but doesn't she have to stay like 500 feet away from a school? So where's she going to get one?
Well, she goes 501 feet away. She'll wait,
Daycare.
That's right. And she'll give out free lollipops. You know what I mean?
Don't let her be a teller.
She's a stalker. That's what she is. And he actually applied for the petition to get divorced. And what did
Where were those teachers when I was in school?
I never had them. And what did she do? She fought the petition to get the divorce. So she ain't letting up, boy. She ain't a quitter. You can say a lot of things.
Stage 5 clinger.
You can say a lot of things about Kay Letourneau, but laying off and quitting ain't in her DNA.
He's standing in front of the judge. Judge, I got a stage 5 clinger here.
Yeah. That was on Breaking. What was that?
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers. Oh yeah, that was a great movie. Probably one of my all-time favorite movies. But we wish them luck and see what happens to them in the future. But like I said, it is a double standard. Let's real quick, and I'm not going to get in too much, just kind of winding things down. But big Thursday coming up here. Big Thursday coming up with Comey, and I know I called him Cloomy because he's part clown, part Cloomy, so I called him Cloomy. So it was a joke. Somebody emailed me, texted me, and said, "Oh, it's not his name. His name is Comey." I know it's Comey. I'm trying to be clever here. Okay, this is all I got to work with. Give me a break. Jeez. So Comey is the guy that he's going to testify now. Suddenly all these memos just poof came out of nowhere. They just happened to show up. I mean, the president has an option here. He can actually, and I've been reading about this, he has the option. He can go and shut him down and say, hey, executive order, this is about national security. This is about the secure part of our nation, and I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to put a gag order on you. Okay? There's not the kind you like. So it's not a ball gag. It's not anything like that. It's a real gag order, and then you're going to have to shut your mouth. And a lot of the libs are going, I'll never do that. Don't be surprised, because if the Trumpster wants to shut you down, he's going to shut you down. Okay? So Comey, who I actually liked at the very beginning, but all of a sudden when he started to disagree with the president, all of a sudden he's starting to write notes and starting to pat his. It's like when you get fired from a job, right? They don't just fire you because one day you came in and you did something radical, unless you're really drunk out of your mind crazy. But if you come in and you screw up when you cuss somebody out or you do something wrong, they keep a list. They start building the case. They start, well, he came in and told Judy she looked good in her dress. He came in and told Rob he looked good in his pants. He came in and said that, hey, the liquor sure was good when he's drinking in the laboratory. All these things that you do wrong at work, that they keep a whole list of all the complaints and all the things that go down. So when they finally do get rid of you, they have a whole list of stuff that you did. So that's exactly what he did. He was actually padding his paper, so to speak, and getting ready because he knew he was going to get fired because he's a turncoat. Okay, the written law is this: I don't care what president it is. If you go back and you don't badmouth the president, when you get fired, you get fired. You take it like a man. You button up. You say, yes, sir. Thank you for your opportunity. And you shut your mouth for the betterment of the country. Not so the Russians can laugh at us and call us a bunch of boneheads. So get yourself ready. That's coming up Thursday. And, of course, Megan Ryan's got an interview with Putin. That's coming up. More shenanigans will be coming up this week. Subscribe. Go to YouTube. Look for me on there. The Fixed Radio with Smitty and crew. And next time we'll have my research department, Mary Francis, here. A thank you to Tripod Bill and everybody for tuning in today. It's been a blast. We'll do some more probably this week. Subscribe. Peace out, y'all. Love you.